What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So let's talk about Anthony Edwards. All right. So Anthony Edwards is that guy right now in the NBA. He's the one young player that may be the next star, the next face of the league. And that's something that people have been looking for. Now, of course, you have Nikola Jokic, obviously, and you have Giannis Antetokounmpo, and yes, you have Jason Tatum, right? But Ant encompasses so many things that you see in players from the past that have been the face. He's marketable. He's athletic. He's a highlight reel, type player, but it's more than just dunks. He's high scoring, high flying, obviously, relatively aesthetic in his appearance, right? So he could be a GQ slash marquee type guy. You could have his image up there, a smiling face promoting your products. And with that, obviously, it's going to have to come some level of success, which means that, yes, you have to build a championship level team around Anthony Edwards. The reason why I kind of slow down with his name is because in the past, I've accidentally said Anthony Davis when I meant Edwards, so I'm making sure I say Edwards. But not just building a championship team around Anthony Edwards, but also he has to improve his game. Right? He has to expand his game. Now, one thing that he's definitely done is improve his three-point shot. But there have been some who feel that he's relying too much on the three-point shot. And one area in which he could show some improvement is actually in the mid-range, which makes a lot of sense considering that's the one area in today's NBA where teams are vulnerable. The mid-range. So, Shams Charania said recently that Anthony Edwards has been doing a lot. He's been looking at a lot of footage of the late Kobe Bean Bryant and Michael Jordan as far as footage of them utilizing and using the fadeaway in certain situations to improve further his offensive repertoire and expand his offensive repertoire.
So I've been told this offseason, Anthony Edwards' number one focus, a new area of development, and that's the post-up game, the mid-post, the high post, low post, establishing a mid-range game, and the fadeaway shot from the post, a la Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. I'm told he's been watching a lot of tape of Kobe and MJ, studying their game and how they were able to get the shot off from the post-up game. And my understanding is Minnesota believes this part of his game potentially will become a go-to element, especially as games stagnate down the stretch, get slower, particularly come playoff time. So Anthony Edwards has understood he needs to take the next step in his game if this team is going to take the next step. And that's why he's been in that Minnesota Timberwolves facility since June. But that mid-range shot, that post-up game, that fade away from the post like MJ and Kobe, that could very well be a big part of his repertoire this season.
And that's a good thing, right? Because, when I was growing up in basketball, the mid-range shot was so important to basketball. And to be a great player back in that time period, you had to have, when I say great player, I mean a great offensive player, you had to have had a mid-range shot, or at least improve upon your mid-range shot. And all the great scorers I knew had good to great mid-range shots. When you talk about Michael Jordan, Karl Malone, Darryl Robinson, Patrick Ewing, Kim Olajuwon, Adrian Dantley, Alex English, Jeff Malone, all those guys, right? They all had the ability to knock down mid-range jump shots. But you know what's interesting? You notice nobody says that to improve his game, he need to look at footage of LeBron James. Matter of fact, you never hear that. It's just funny that we have this imaginary fake GOAT debate that's been permeating the airwaves and permeating the atmosphere of social media for so long, right? This GOAT debate between LeBron and MJ, right? But I never hear anybody say to improve his game, he's been looking at footage of LeBron James. I don't hear that. I never hear that. I'll hear Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or if it's a specific skill set about ball handling, then maybe, they're looking at footage of, I don't know, well, I'm talking about being a secure ball handler. Maybe Kyrie Irving, right? Or facilitating, they'll say Chris Paul. If you're looking at shooting, it's Steph Curry, Post play, obviously Elijah one, but I never hear anybody say, hey man, I want to shoot airball free throws like LeBron James. I need to look at some footage. I need to learn how to flop like LeBron. I need to be able to learn how to throw a peak 2-year-old tantrum on the sideline like LeBron James. When every call don't go my way, I gotta look at that footage. I mean, I just don't see it. That right there tells you. That right there tells you. That's it. Nobody looks at footage of LeBron James. Not really. So, if he's really sincere and he's looking at footage of Kobe and Mike, the two real GOATs, then, and by the way, I mean, let's be honest, does Anthony Edwards really respect LeBron on that level? I mean, everybody can look at it and tell how hyped and geeked he was to beat LeBron James in the playoffs. Come on, man. So that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.